today I just decided let's do something fun. I've been going through reorganizing all of my wreath supplies, and I ran across a bunch of stuff that goes together. So Father's Day's coming up in June, so I figure let's do a gone fishing wreath, right? So we're gonna have the sign. I got such cute stuff, such cute stuff. We're gonna have a fish. Check it out. Ooh, that fish was getting fresh with me. We're gonna have a stuffed fish. We have, look at that, I've got a fishing pole. Yeah, a fishing pole may be going with this. I'm not quite sure how or where. I think he might. Fishing pole. Yeah, a fishing pole may be going with this. I'm not quite sure how or where. I think he might look all super, super cute, kind of going together like this. That gives you a rough idea. So I think that's the plan. Now, plans can change as I go trying to make things and whatnot. You know, the best laid plans, right, never work out. So I'm going to put all these guys to the side. And I'm going to explain why I am using evergreen wreath base. You might think, isn't that Christmas? Yes, but it works well all year round because we're covering this with mesh. You never see it. It's incredibly sturdy. And if you can get these when they're on sale after clearance, it's a steal. I probably paid maybe $2 for this wreath frame. I mean, you have to store it, yes. But, so that's the exciting part. Now, I have already cut my mesh. I have bought this. Now, this is from Hobby Lobby. I don't usually get my mesh there, but this kind I liked. It is moss green and beige. This is 10-inch mesh. I cut this at 20 inches a piece, okay? Because I want this to be a fuller wreath because I have a lot of attachments to put on there. So I've cut, that is one roll, but I also have, this is 21-inch mesh. Now this is just some leftover jute that I have, but we're gonna do something. I learned a method called the butt method from Megan at Gal vs. Glue Gun, and it's a really cool way to kind of use up some 21-inch mesh when you have just a little bit, and it's going to kind of be added in with this other mesh to kind of give it some extra pops. So I think I'm going to probably put this in first, or no, you know what, I think I'm going to start with this. I'm going to start with this. So you know what, let me grab my rolling, here we go. This is my rotary cutter. I always like to get one that has a cover over the top because I've cut my finger open on a live before. So I'm very, very careful with these, okay? I'm going to move this to the side just for now so you can see what I'm going to do. So first, I want a nice clean edge to start with. So go ahead and trim this up. Just rolling it right up. Boom. Get rid of that. It always does that. There's always one tiny little piece hanging on, right? So what I'm going to do now is, I don't know, what are we going to do here? I guess I'm going to cut this, it's 36, 16. I guess I'm going to cut this like 20 inches long, okay? Here, you stay there. You hold that for me. So that's like roughly 20 inches long. Okay, and then what the method is, and I haven't used this that often, so if I'm wrong, let me know. But I'm kind of, you see it wants to curl in, right? We're going to embrace that, let it do what it wants to. So we kind of, oops, come on over. We're going to curl it in, let this side kind of curl it in, okay? So it looks basically like this. And then we take the ends, like that, and then we go like this, and it creates fluffy butts. It's a butt crack, right? But we have these cool ends hanging out. So what we do is put that kind of on the outside of the wreath here. I'm just going to put it right between these tines. Let me find a good spot right here. Put it in between and just tie it in there, and then twist. Okay, so it's adding some extra fun. I'm going to make a bunch of these, and I'm going to fill the rest in with the ruffles. That might be backwards from how I'm supposed to do it, but that's how I'm going to do it. And I've decided I'm just going to use the scissors to cut straight up because it was kind of, it was giving me a pain in the butt. See? Yeah. So I'm just going to cut you the way I want to cut you. Here we go. I do have some more of this too. I've got a whole bunch of rolls of that. So it's a nice way to use up 21-inch mesh when there's just not enough to really make anything else with it. Like, what am I going to do? There we go. Put that in there. There we go. I don't know if the butt was supposed to be in this way or out this way. Well, this is how it's going. This is how it's going. Because I like the curls on the outside. Alright, let's cut some more. Okay, so I'm going to see who's joining, what's going on. Trying to see comments. I wish it let me see comments better. But here we go. Here we go. You know, I figured this is going to be a really nice Father's Day gift for somebody. Because, you know, sometimes you don't know what to get somebody, but you know, hey, there's a sport they like. They're a fisherman. They like to do this. Or they've got a man cave. Yeah, everybody likes the man cave. How are we going to decorate that man cave with all your sporting stuff? Or you have a cabin and you like to go fishing up at a cabin. This would be perfect for up there too. Here we go. This way. All right. Man, I'm just very glad I finished my little project in the garage, because let me tell you, that was horrendous. It was so much. I was organizing all my craft supplies. I bought a whole bunch of supplies at Craig Bachman. I am going to be selling wreath kits for people who want to make a wreath, but you know, they don't want to have to figure out what ribbon would go with what sign. And then this way I was able to buy some product very inexpensively, so that I'm able to keep the cost of the kits pretty low. I'm just gonna take this off at the end and just boom. Zhoo, zhoo, zhoo. Obi-Wan! Sorry. I know it's not May 4th anymore. May the 4th be with you. It's May 5th, but still. I am a Star Wars girl through and through. Always have been, always will be. My favorite toys to play with when I was little were Barbies and my Star Wars characters. And I don't care if people say, oh, it's for boys. I don't care. Just like I don't care if people say Barbies are just for girls. No, they could be for anybody. Anybody. Toys should be gender agnostic, I guess is the word. All right, I need one more roll of the mesh. Let me go over here and grab one real quick. Here we go. Boop, here we go. Now this 21-inch mesh I got this from Michael's, and I actually, oh, that is wonky as heck. Let me cut that off. I bought this in the contractor packs because I use quite a bit of it, and it did cost significantly less buying it that way, but normally I think it's like $10 a roll. But wait till they have a sale. If they've got one of those coupons for 50% off one item, this is a great item to get. I don't normally use their value mesh except for in my tomato cage trees. I find that the softest, like the value mesh that's kind of less stiff, is the best to use for that particular project. All right. Yeah, I'm just going to toss that over there. See how organized I am? I just throw stuff. And then I forget to pick it up later, and then I come in here and I'm trying to get to stuff, and then I trip over it, and then I swear, and it's a whole big thing. Yeah. All right, here we go. I'm going to try to go back and see comments. I wish it showed me more comments. Okay. So, this is kind of what it looks like right now, but don't worry, we're going to fill in all the rest of the area with mesh cruffles. Let me see. Hey, Deco Exchange! How's it going, guys? Loving mighty. Loving mighty. It's nice to have everything in one spot. It's fantastic. Super, super loving it. 1, 2, 3, cruffling in. 1, 2, 3. It's going to make some more cruffles. And it looks like a little snazzy bow tie. A little doodad for my hair. No. I'm not going to do that. But, all right, so I'm just, again, opening up these tines right in here. Just open this up. I'm putting that mesh right in there. I'm giving it a good old twist. And see, it's fluffing real nice. My goal was to try to only use one roll of this 10-inch mesh because it ain't cheap. So I'm trying to make sure I can stretch it as much as I can while still making this wreath full, because we have all those attachments, we have the sign, we've got a lot of stuff, and we want to make sure we get to fit all those goodies on there, because there's some good stuff. There's some good stuff. I got that fish. I think I got the stuffed fish at Craig Bachman. It might have been 1 or 2 years ago. I hoard supplies, so I can't really remember, but this is the fish. Isn't he cute? He's so cute. And he's, don't eat me. Sorry. Your name is going to be Sushi. Yeah, no. I don't eat fish. I'm a Pisces, and I consider that cannibalism. No, just kidding. I just don't like fish. I mean, nothing personally against them. It kind of makes my throat feel a little tight, so I just don't want to mess with that. Okay, here we go. So I'm putting about 3 cruffles in here between each set of the Megan butts, as we'll call them. Again, in that method I learned from Megan at Gal vs. Glue Gun. I've learned all of my stuff from all the coaches at Decor Exchange. If you are not in the business coaching group, if you are not in the creative coaching group, and you make wreaths and you want to make it a business, it's a must. I have learned stuff that I never even would have thought of, and it really helps keep me accountable too, you know, because hey, I know I'm paying to be included in these groups. I want to make sure I get my money's worth, so I'm going to make sure I do the work. And sometimes it's not easy. I might have to cut another one of these, but there are days when I'm exhausted. My health is not the best. I feel terrible, and it's really hard sometimes to kind of make myself get up and do the work. And there are some days when I'm like, you know what, I can't do it today. And you know what, that's okay, because I am not in a race against anybody else. My business is going to be what I want it to be for me. I don't feel like I have to compete with anybody else. They might have grander visions for themselves and where they want to take it. Me being, you know, a single mom with my daughter who needs quite a bit of attention, I can't really invest a whole lot of time sometimes in the evenings to that. So, you know, I'm going to make my business be what I want it to be. And if I can make some money off of this and still feel like I'm getting what I want to out of it on a personal level, then that's my success right there. It's not, I would say it's not dollar signs. Well, it is, because I got to make some extra money, but I don't deal well with stress. So for me, trying to do something that's not going to stress me out too much is key. All right, so this is kind of where we're at so far. We're going around. I do have another roll of this. If I do decide I need to cut a little bit more, I can. Now, what I like to do when I cut my 10-inch mesh is I keep it in a bin. I lay them on top of each other, right? Just to show you what I do. Because this helps. I lay them on top of each other like this, and then I just roll it up. And I just pull them out of this bin one at a time. It irks me to no end when I'm going to get the 10-inch mesh and I grab it, and if it's multiple rolls, I'll cut all over the place, that falls off the end of the table. That is my pet peeve, because then I have to walk in front of the screen, and then you see the back of my head, and you see that I have roots that might not have been touched up, you know, and I don't like that for me. Plus then my face gets too close, and like y'all can see I would say my double chin, but at this point it's like a triple and a quadruple chin. So yeah. All right, so again, we'll come over here and I'll show you again what I'm doing. If you can see closer, I'm taking this, I'm curling the ends in about 3 times. 1, 2, 3. All right, and then I just Can you hear my fingers scraping? I'm scraping right up that center. And boom, here we go, here we go. Getting that ruffle in. I just realized that I am about 3 weeks behind on American Idol. And it's on tonight. Oops. Here we go. I'm trying to go over, let me check out comments. Michelle! Michelle, I remember you! We were talking about what goes with what and those. Remember we were looking at those 50-yard spools of the orange? I bought a whole bunch of them, and I am so glad I did. I got so much use for them. But did you find everything that you were looking for there? Wasn't it fun? Oh my gosh. I love the warehouse sale. It's just, it's my Christmas. It makes me so happy. Tons of personal fulfillment. It's my Christmas. It makes me so happy. Tons of personal fulfillment. It's such a fun place to go, even just to look around. Now, I go prepared, so if anybody's ever gone in Frankfort, Illinois, Craig Bachman Warehouse Sale, I go prepared. I bring 2 carts on wheels. I've got one of those Hulkin bags, which is fabulous. Oh my gosh. So have you ever seen that? I mean, they're all over TikTok. Everyone's like, ooh, look at me and my Hulkin bag. And I'm like, ooh, look at you giving into, like, you know, society pressure to buy stuff. I bought one. I bought it. You know, why not? Because I have a need for when I go take my things to my boutique space at Painted Tree. And it's just me, and I'm trying to haul stuff in. So it's a huge, giant bag. It's about this tall, about 36 inches tall. It's got a wheeled base with 5 wheels. So it's got one in each corner, one in the middle, which I love. And it's got handles on the side and a handle, like, on one of the ends. And I can just put all my, like, arrangements in the bottom, and then carefully put the bows on the top. And then walk in with a wreath or 2 in my hands, and I can get everything in one trip. So it was worth it for me. That said, I used that bag when we went to Gatlinburg, and I put all of my clothes and my daughter's clothes and all of our toiletries and 2 fans, and I put a whole bunch of stuff in there, right? Because I didn't realize that the condo did not have an elevator. Well, that's when we ran into the bears that were outside the condo, and we were sitting in the car for like an hour trying to get into the condo with the pizza. That's a whole other story. Go check out my TikTok. It was a thing, okay? But yeah, we were trying to dodge some bears that were actively right next to the door we needed to go in to get into the condo. You know, so it was just, I felt bad for my son-in-law because he went out and he got my bag for me. And the thing must have weighed about 80 pounds. Like, it weighed more than my daughter. And I felt really bad. I'm like, hey, yeah, they're like, you stay in here and we'll get the bags. And I'm like, you haven't tried to lift that thing yet. You're going to be sorry you said that. It was, oh my gosh. But I now know what it feels like to have to haul a body. I can do it. I'm not saying I will. I'm not saying I won't. I'm saying I can do it. So, be warned. Okay. I have no enemies. What would I do that for? But I used it to haul. I was buying ribbon and mesh at the warehouse sale, and I popped it right in there, and it made it really easy because they do give you boxes that have plastic bags as handles, and those do slide really well. But I don't do well bending over. Never mind. No further comment on that, but I don't deal well bending over. I get very dizzy when I stand up again. So this at least helped me from not having to bend over as much. Though I did have to bend down to get some stuff, like with the ribbon. They also have ribbon underneath the tables, and there were a lot of ones underneath there that I needed to get. And there was about 3 or 4 times when I thought, oh my gosh, they're going to have to call an ambulance on my old ass because I'm going to literally pass out right here. And it wasn't because it was hot. It was just, you know, bending over, which was, yeah, not fun. Not fun at all. But the rest of the stuff is fun. All right, I'm trying to get this. I got one. I'm trying to find a good spot for this last ruffle. And I do have one left. that I am going to try to look and see where is one spot where it might look a little bare. And I think I found it right here. Yep, I found it right here. There we go. Oh, I'm so glad I had that extra one. So that took a whole roll of 10-inch jute mesh. That roll, I think, was the 10 yards, 30 feet. I cut it at 20 inches a piece. And then I used 5 pieces of the 21-inch mesh cut at, I don't know, probably 20 or so inches to make the butts. I like wreath butts and I cannot lie. Okay, here we go. Aw, thank you, Michelle. It's, you know, it takes a while sometimes. You know, you might, if you make a wreath and you're not that happy with it, don't feel bad about, like, take it apart. You can try it again, try different methods, move placement of things. You know, it takes a while. It takes a while. It's not easy sometimes. But then you get the hang of it, and then it just kind of becomes second nature. Oops, get rid of these. Okay, so here is our cool wreath frame. Now, I want to put my sign on. So this sign is going to go, I'm going to do it on an angle. I mean, it doesn't really matter right now because nothing else is on it. But I need to staple on both sides, okay? So I'm going to move this to the side. Wait, I'm going to move this over here. I don't want to spill my Diet Coke, guys. Hold on, hold on. Non-paid product plug. Frost Bunny mug. I'm addicted to my Diet Coke. And this is the large from Wendy's. It slides right in here. It's got a handle. This is separate. You can buy this separately, but it keeps it so cold. I have gone back the next day to my soda, and even though it's flat, the ice cubes are still in there. I'm very serious about my soda. I am a soda sommelier, if you will. Like, ooh, that was a fine vintage. Just the right amount of syrup and carbonation. All right. And yeah, you're going to see some of these little, little pieces fall off of the wreath, which is fine. Okay, so it's gone fishing. This comes with a rope. I'm going to snip this off. Snip, snip. Ouch. All right, then what I have done, where did it go? 1, 2, 3, hold on. I have taken the roll from the 10-inch mesh, okay? And I use this to cut cardboard squares because, you know, we all have a ton of these, right? We've got more of these than we know what to do with, up the wazoo. But I cut them into like 1-inch squares, right? So what I have to do then is get my staple gun, going off screen, finding staple gun, and then I have some chenille stems. Now that's a fluffy boy wreath, so I want to make sure I've got the ability to get this through there without struggling with it. So I'm going to take 2 of these and I just twist them together. Now you can get long pipe cleaners at online retailers like Decor Exchange has these. You can get those there as well if you don't have them in the color you need. But they're really nice ones too, really nice. And this way, I don't care if I have to cut some off. I just don't want to have to struggle with trying to find, you know, you pull it too tight, and I want to have lots of room to work with it and not fight with it. All right, so I'm just going to put it in the middle. I have two of these stacked on the sign, and I'm putting it right on the outside edge. I'm going to flatten down that cardboard tube. I'm going to put my chenille stem right on it, and I'm going to staple it 3 times. 1, 2, 3 times a lady. There we go. Now we're going to go over on the other side, and we're going to do that same thing right over here. Here we go again. Boom, boom, 1. Boom, boom, 2. Boom, boom, 3. Yeah, baby. Gone fishing. All right. These I'm saving for our bow, which is going to be fabulous. No doubt a trout it. It was a fish joke. I'm sorry. It was bad. I'm sorry. Dad jokes are not just for dads. I get offended at that. People call it a dad joke. I'm a mom and I make stupid jokes too. All right. what I do want to do is try to put this sign on an angle, but I want it to kind of go between the butts. So I got a butt here and a butt here and a butt here, okay? So I'm going to kind of try to put it right like that. And all I got to do is feed one side down each side of the wreath. And I just kind of go between where the mesh ruffles are. Like there's a natural spot for it to go. You'll see it. Let the wreath tell you where it needs to go. It'll speak to you. No. If your wreath literally talks to you, I suggest you call your psychiatrist. You never know. You never know. Sometimes it can get a little late. We're working, start hearing things. Things go a little crazy. And then you realize you forgot to take your meds that morning. And the voices you're hearing aren't really there at all. Or are they? Okay. All right. I'm going to do the one on the other side. Here we go. This is going to be so fun. I love doing fishing wreaths. I used to go fishing every summer. We camped on a lake and we stayed in a trailer. And oh my gosh, my parents had a speedboat, and we would water ski, which took me a long time to figure out how to do because I was scared of everything as a kid. Everything. But I did it. And I learned how to kneeboard. Then I had an accident. Then I herniated my disc. And, yeah, and then I didn't do that again, which was sad. I miss it. It was fun. I hit the wake. I flew off the board. The board came down and hit me on the back. Right in my lower back. And that, my friends, could have ended up worse. But it's nothing like being 18 years old and you can hardly walk because the pain is so bad. That was horrible. But then I got it fixed. I was so terrified of the surgery, and you know what? No big deal. Not at all. It was fine. Now that I'm older, though, whoa. All right, here we go. Gone fishing. We're going to do this on a little bit of an angle. So I'm going to start with his little fishy butt. All right, now he's got some wires in here, so I'm going to basically take these and separate them, and then just kind of one side on either side of the wreath. I mean, I guess the way we're doing this is they could angle it up and down too. It just depends on how you hang it, really. Huh. I wish that this were kind of closer up to the sign. Because I don't want it to go like this. That looks a little weird. I'd rather have it kind of go like... Oh, come back, dude. Come back, dude. Kind of go like this. Where he's kind of in the middle. But he's not really giving me the ability to do that very well. Now, is he? Let me see what we can do here. We may have to modify our plans a little. But like I told you at the beginning, who knows how it's going to turn out. It's just like life. You plan a bunch of stuff, and then fate looks at you and says, ha, I'm going to screw with you. Yep. And that, my friends, is called life. Don't assume you're going to get to grow old. All right, there we go. That worked. See, here's his, look at his bottom. Look at his bottomy. There we go. And he's in there good. I can add a little bit of glue if I want to at the end, which I might do. All right, well, I got to say hi. Motika, Lady B, MB Krauts by Max. Max. Oh my gosh. Okay, Max, here, we got to hype up your event here. So Max and John are doing an event next August, the end of next August, and it's, Max, give everybody the link. Is it maxjohnevents.com? I can't remember. I was there yesterday and I can't remember what the link is, but tell everybody what that link is because that's going to be up in Wisconsin at the end of August next year, and that looks like that is going to be a super, super fun event. Wreath making events are always super fun, but I think ones with these guys would be absolutely amazing. I'm going to see if I can make it. It depends on who I can get to watch my kid. The problem is she's in school, and when she's in school, I can't not be here because it messes her up big time. But we'll have to see. She might be able to handle things a little bit better. That's why I can't travel for my consulting job anymore either. Ouch. Okay, here we go. So I am just taking these 2 wires. They're wrapped around the wreath frame, and now I'm bending these wires together on the other side and just kind of twisting them a little bit. And then bending them away from each other so they cannot possibly come off. Oh my gosh, this looks so cute. I don't usually use wreath attachments, but for some reason, I like this one. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. It's so cute. So cute. All right. Now, before I do anything else, I think, so the little fishing pole, I'm going to catch you. I'm going to reel you in. Oh, guys, after I'm done with this video, should I make a reel about it? Sorry. That's bad. Sorry. All right. I'm going to sit down again. I know you guys have been looking at my chin this whole time. Sorry. It's not pleasant to look at, but now I'm getting this. I was planning to sit down the whole time. Now you can see me. I feel a little bit better. I'm going to put this pretty little guy right down here next to me because it's time. It's time for the bow. Isn't that the best time? I love making the bow. Love making the bow. Here we go. All right. Easy Bows Design Pro. Favorite bow making tool. I cannot make a bow with my hand because this hand does not like to work very well with these last couple fingers. And I tend to drop the bow and I cramp up. So I always use a bow making tool. Now we have so many fish ribbons. I'm going to put them all out. I don't think we're going to use every single one, but I have camouflage. That's a 4-inch. I have a 4-inch with fish, which I think I'm going to use. I don't want to use every single fish ribbon I have. I have to put some other stuff in there as well. I have this window pane jute, which I love. It's fantastic. This is going to be my 1.5 inch. Okay. Normally I use a 7/8, but I don't have a 7/8 to finish off the bow that goes with this. So I'm not going to do that. I do have this. This was Christmas ribbon from Hobby Lobby, I think like 2 years ago. And I do have a little bit left, so I might use that because it carries it. It's got the moss, it's got the browns. I have just dark fish as well, so I have 2 kinds of fish. And then I like this one because it's got the fish, but it also has this brown, this is I guess like a burlap ribbon. So I think this is definitely one that I want to use. And then I do have some of this, but I might put some of this in the bow, but that's the only place I would use it because it's a little floppy. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to use this. I'm not going to use that. I don't know how well that holds up outside. That kind of feels like a paper mesh, so I don't want to mess with that. And then here is just plain old, it's got a little stripe in there, so I like that. So I don't think I'm going to use the camouflage wreath or ribbon on this. Nope. I'm going to put that to the side. I also had some of this. This was like a birch. Actually, that looks kind of nice. It lightens it up a little bit. So 4-inch. Then the next layer would be maybe this in a brown. And then maybe that. And then this. Oh. Then that. Then that. I don't think I need this. I don't want to overdo it on the ribbons. But yeah. I don't know. I think I'm going to switch out. I'm switching out this one for this one. Okay. All right. So now that we've got that all decided, and I have my trusty blue-handled scissors handy, which we love. Love these scissors more than anything. We're going to start with our 4-inch ribbon. Now this is directional, so yeah, all the fish. I don't know. Wait, which way do the fish go? I don't know. Is it? I can't tell. I can't tell which way the fish go. Oh, there, hooks down, hooks down. So there's hooks on there and they hang down. Okay. So I'm gonna have to just be a little cognizant of that, and I'm gonna have to twist one of my loops because I don't want any of these fish to be upside down, because then they're all confused and I'm confused, and we don't want that. We don't want that. All right. Yeah. Okay. So this bow, I'm going to show you where I want to put this bow before we begin, so you know what I'm going for. Okay. This is kind of on an angle, and I'm going to have the bow down here. Okay. Kind of down here. Then we've got our little fishy. We're going to have our fishing pole going over there. I've got a little red bobber we're going to put somewhere as well. Oopsie, that comes down. There we go. Sorry, I was squishing them out of the way. And I think I might tighten the sign a little bit when we go to do that too. But so this bow is going to be down at the bottom. Now, it doesn't mean that I can't go do some cascades around the top. But because this is going to be a bottom one, I don't want this to be shaped like a bow. This is going to be like that terry bow style. Okay, I'll show you that. So let me get this all out of the way so you can see everything I'm doing. All right. So I have started by dovetailing the end of this. So I just put it together and I just cut this on an angle, boop, and it gives you a super nice V-cut. So now for the tail on this one is going to come out to, we'll have that hit at 9 inches because this is kind of be a bigger one, okay? So then I can pinch and twist this ribbon, okay? So I pinch and twist so that my left side over here is, you can see that's the back side. Yeah, well, that doesn't look good. No, it doesn't. But we're going to fix it. We're going to take this, we're going to loop it over, go in there, and, ooh, come on over here. We're going to make a loop, and that loop is going to be 7 inches wide. And we'll go 7.5 inches. I'm feeling generous. We're going to go 7.5. All right, and then we're going to pinch and twist this other side, right? Here we go. Like the twist goes right down the center. And then we're going to do the same thing over here. Bring it back in again, okay? And let's pull it where 7.5 is right there. Perfect. Now this came out to hit at 9 inches. I'm going to come out to like 9.5 because I'm going to cut off 1/2 inch. Here we go. There we go. All right. Now, we can place these as we go. So I like to have this left loop come down, left tail go up, right loop go up, left tail come down. Okay? And honestly, I don't think I really have to twist this ribbon because it doesn't, the pattern isn't super obvious and it doesn't really look like anything's upside down. So I'm going to just kind of leave it as it is. All right. Now I'm going to move this off to the side, but not too far because I'm going to probably use this again. So our next layer is going to be this beige with the stripe. Okay. I'm going to dovetail it. Hold on a second, guys. Ah, there we go. I'm a big kid now. I got a new chair. And it's got like one of those little hydraulic lifts. And I'm like, I feel a little too short. This helps. Okay. So I started over here with that tail. I like to start the other side then. So that other tail hit at like 9 inches. This tail is going to hit at 8. Okay. Pinching and twisting. This is the back side. Put it through there. Now this was 7.5 inches. So this loop is going to be 7 inches. because I want this to be a big bow. This is a big wreath, and it's going to be able to handle that pretty well. Okay. Go out to 8. Let's go out to 8. Excellent. Here we go. Ooh, I'm excited for Father's Day. Very excited for Father's Day. Spend time with my dad. It's really hard for my daughter though. It's touchy because, you know, we lost her dad, and it's always very touchy, especially when they start working on Father's Day projects at school. So we always make it, oh, make something for Grandpa. Kind of, you know, she's got both of her grandpas are still with us, so we are very lucky for that. So that's the only thing that makes me a little anxious with Father's Day. But I think she'll be okay. But it's hard, man. I can't even begin to tell you how hard it is when you lose your spouse. It's not so much for you, but like your child, because it's something you can't fix, and that kills you as a parent. It's very tough. But we're trying our best. All right, so do I want to go with the lighter one, or do I want to go with the green? I think the lighter one. This is more of a contrast. Okay, now this fish, we gotta make sure he don't go upside down. Okay, so let's keep an eye on this guy. Alrighty, so we're gonna dovetail him, and he's gonna start out this way, and his tail, it's a tail on a tail. Look at that. Look, I did a dovetail on a fish tail. Sorry. It takes so little to make me laugh. Okay, this one is coming in, and I am touching, I think, like 7.5 inches with that tail. Okay. Pinch and twist. And again, if you can make a bow by hand, go for it. I'm envious. Truly. I wish I could. I've tried. It just ends up looking like somebody spilled fettuccine all over the floor. It just looks like a mess. This loop is coming out to 6 inches. Okay. But you can see, it looks like he's the correct way to you guys, but for me, he's upside down. So I'm going to have to take him, and I'm going to twist that whole loop. So now he looks like he's the correct side down for me. So here we go. That's the only thing I'm going to have to do because this is directional ribbon. Directional ribbon is tricky, man. It's tricky. I used to design, and I wouldn't change it, and it looks weird. Now that I don't on my stuff, at least to me anyway. Might not bother some people. Okay, that came out to 7.5. Here we go. We'll trim this off. Now I'm going to have to cut his face. I'm sorry, Mr. Fish. I'm sorry. I know that hurts. Do they have feelings? Are they angry at me? I hope not. All right. I like this. And the reason I like this bow maker is I can literally lay out exactly where each layer of this bow is going. Huh. I might move some stuff around on there when I'm done. Because I ended up doing a different style of bow, and that kind of changed what I was going to do. But that's okay. That's okay. We got it. We got it. All right. So this little fishy guy is going to go. Now I want to put in some of this cool stuff. This is just some window pane. Now I do not dovetail this. I just cut it straight across and leave it because this stuff, this frays, and we don't need to mess with the fray. The Fray is a good band. Okay. This loop is coming in hot at, you know what, I'll kind of almost do 6 inches again because you can see right through this one, but it's adding some texture, which is nice. All right. I'm gonna have to get some more of this stuff. This was good. I keep forgetting Bridgerton is coming out this month. I don't know how I could forget because it's like everywhere in the media. I'm excited. I will say I have not read the books. I tried to. And I would keep reading and losing my place, and I don't know. Just one of those people where I'm like, I'll watch the movie. Okay. This is going to be our last 2.5 inch. Now this is the kind that has got the burlap, but it has that same pattern on it that was on our 4-inch ribbon. So this is going to look really cute. All right. We are going to be adding some more ribbon into that wreath though as well. I wonder, I used to have some stuffed fish or some glitter fish. No, this is not a glittery project. Okay. All right, so this tail hits at 6. And I think this loop is going to hit at, if that was 6, this will be 5.5. Where are you, 5.5? Well, okay, that's more like 5. Okay, it's hitting at 5. It's 5. And now I'm doing a pinch and twist. This is a bit thicker ribbon, and the pattern is not super obvious, so I'm not going to worry about the directional at this point. I'm going to just leave that one here. Okay. This is exciting. I love making these kinds of wreaths. I have one with an attachment that's it's the cowgirl or the cowboy. It's cowboy legs and the hat and the boots and stuff. But I have pink rodeo ribbon that I found, so it's a cowgirl, which is exciting. If I'm not sure if I'm going to sell that kit or if I'm just going to make it and sell it, but I don't know. Debating. All right, this is our last layer. This is 1.5 inch. This also came from Hobby Lobby. We all know what the Hobby Lobby ribbon looks like, right? And this was, I think, 2 years ago. They do have a very similar one of this made by RG Ribbon. So go check your places like your Deco Exchange or your Craft Outlet. This one is RG01601WM. Gosh. My eyes, sorry. My eyes is going. It's going. I have a floater now that we call Squiggy. And he really annoys me. But fortunately, that's all it is just a floater. I got checked. Because with diabetes, you have to check for the retinopathy, diabetic retinopathy. Yeah, I don't want that. Which is why I'm going on the diet. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, here we go. Okay, dovetail this one. Now the cool thing I think I'm going to do with this bow once I'm all done and everything's all done with the wreath is I've got a little tiny bobber, and I think I'm going to put the tiny bobber in the center of the bow. I love doing that. I call it a sweet surprise bow when you've got something cute in the center of it. I didn't really use that much of this. It goes a long way. All right, I'm going to put all these ribbons back in the bin. This is my little ribbon bin here. You can see them all. You can see we still got the fishing pole. Let me take the tag off of that. Now, I think I got this from General Wholesale, I think, when I was at Wreath Makers Live last year. I stuffed this thing into my suitcase. I was right along the seam of the suitcase, like the spine, so I was like super careful. Nothing happened to it, and it came home, and everything is perfect with it, and I was very happy. I was very concerned the entire time that something was going to happen to it. All right, here we go. So the ribbon is from a whole bunch of different places. A lot of it, so I got some of this from Craig Bachman, but a lot of this is the brand is RG Ribbon, which stands for really great, and you can get it at places like Deco Exchange, Craft Outlet. Some of this, one of the patterns, the smaller, thinner one had come from, this one was from Hobby Lobby 2 years ago. I don't think they had it last year. But yeah, the online retailers, I usually don't buy ribbon at Hobby Lobby, except sometimes at Christmas. I just find that you get more for your money when you go to places like Deco Exchange and, Wreath Shop. Lots of different places online. White Bayou, that's a great place as well. Okay, I've wrapped these two together. I'm gonna go grab my zip tie. I really hope the inventor of the zip tie like patented this and made a ton of money off this, because these aren't these just like the best things in the world? Like an intruder breaks into your home, you get a couple of them together, and boom, you can. Never mind. Then you can put his body in that Hulkin bag. Get rid of him. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I don't support that. Unless he's made me really angry. I don't know. Here we go. Okay, this goes right in the back. This is going to go right around the front. Aria, are you okay, honey?
Yeah.
What'd you do, baby?
Nothing.
Did you get an owie?
No.
Did you trip and fall?
No.
Oh, because, like, she's my kid.
Something.
Oh, get snack.
I'm
Snack
getting
itch. Cinnamon Toast Crunch Bar. Come pop in, say hi.
Hi.
This is Aria. Wait, get closer. Get closer. We can't see you.
Hi.
There she is. Aw, ain't she cute? She my baby. She my baby. She's such a good kid. And I really hope that she learns to make wreaths, because she's going to inherit the business. Either that, or she's going to have one really, really big sale online of getting rid of Mama's stuff after I'm gone. Yeah, okay. I like to twist it on the pipe cleaner so that it doesn't go sliding around. Now let's play with our bow here. I like to adjust where I've got the different layers. Now this I kind of want to come down, kind of be like in the center. Got this up there. And I can always trim any of these tails that look a little too long. I will do that after I get it on the wreath. Okay? So here we go. That's our bow. Loving it. Loving it. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm loving it. All right. Go make her off to the side. All right. Now I did realize I want to tighten a couple of the things on here. I think my sign needs to go a little tighter. So all I'm doing is just grabbing the pipe cleaners from the back. And they're already twisted. I just kind of twist them a little bit tighter, pull down a little bit, and do a couple more twists. It's just like a final little tweak. You know, because after we've done it initially, oh, see, this side's pretty loose. There we go. There we go. Much better. Much better. And I don't want to squish down the mesh, but I want it to be enough where it's, you know, it's tight in there, and it's in there, and it's not going to flop down. That's the one thing I don't want to see on any of my wreaths, is things flopping. Because then it looks like me without a bra, and people can get hurt if I turn around too fast. Okay. Alrighty. So this bow is going to kind of put down. I should move him over a little bit. It's going to put it by the fishy butt. Fishy butt. Yeah, I'm going to probably trim a couple of these tails because I don't want to have it get in the way of the sign. But for the most part, I'm pretty happy with that. So I'm going to put this in right here and one around the other way. Just like I did with the signs, kind of going between the mesh ruffles because we don't want to go through the mesh. Over the river and through the mesh to Grandma's house we go. No. All right, and I'm kind of going to pull it down. All right. Now we get to do the other fun stuff. I can't wait to put on the fishing pole and the bobber. That bobber, I think I might have to glue it in. And I don't normally like to just glue attachments like that, but if I were hanging it on the bottom of the wreath, I could probably leverage the top of that bobber to put a piece of wire through, but because I was going to put it up toward the top. So again, we may adjust our plan. Like everything else in life, you just got to be flexible. I'm not, like, physically flexible anymore. Oh my gosh, you should have seen me after I had to reorganize that garage. Ugh. But oh my gosh, all the supplies in there, it's crazy. I kept finding bags and bags of stuff that I had forgotten that I bought. I have 6 metal pickup trucks to make arrangements out of. I only remember having bought 2. I don't know where they came from. Lips. Okay, this I definitely want to go shorter on. This is a little long. So we're going to give it a little haircut. Oops. I'm not too happy right now with where how his fishy butt is attached in here. I have to unhook him and just move him a little. So please bear with me a moment. You know, being a widow, it's been a long time since I've gotten any tail. Ha! Bump. Thank you. But yeah. I want to make sure he's in the right place, and I don't want him to go slipping down or flip-flopping or anything like that, so. There, I moved him over just a little bit to give the bow a bit more room. And once I get some other ribbons put in here, I'm probably going to put some glue in here just to kind of make sure that he stays situated where I want him to be. But here we go. I'm much happier with the placement now to be. But here we go. I'm much happier with the placement now. And I think that the wire is much more secure where it is as well. So, perfect. Gone fishing. There. Now I'm not obscuring too much of the wording of the sign. All right. So we got that. Okay. Here we go. So this is where we're at so far. Super cute. Super cute. Let me move it back. Super cute. Super cute. Loving it. Loving it. Sorry. Trying to make sure you guys can see it well. Alright, well, I think you can see it better when it's closer up to you. Let me actually, I'm going to move the camera back a little bit. I think that'll help. There. Better. There we go. There we go. There we go. Awesome sauce. Okay. Now I think what I want to do is add some more ribbon in here because I have to do that before I can kind of figure out where I'm going to put those other things. So, as we talked about before, kind of want to put some cascades of ribbon kind of along this side. So, I'm going to grab these 2 ribbons. Oh, not that one. These 2. Okay, that's the bottom. Again, I'm having trouble figuring out which is the bottom of that wreath. So I'm going to start by dovetailing this one, okay? And I'm going to dovetail this one. Kind of put them together like this, okay? I'm going to have a tail that's like about that long, okay? And I'm going to put that in down here. Okay. There we go. There we go. And then we are going to go upwards. Okay, now I have to think, do I want one? I think I want 2. So I'm going to put one in here. Yeah, I kind of wish it was more You know what? Right in here actually is kind of where I want it. There we go. I want them to be equal distant from each other, and I want to make this one just, I don't want them directly on top of each other. They need to like be able to move separately. See that? So we want that. Okay. And then we're taking this around here. And we're going to do another cascade. People call them roller coaster loops. And kind of come up into here. There we go. I love that. Love it, love it, love it. Eek, come on. Come on. There we go. And then these ends here, I'm going to do what I did before. Right? So I've got... I'm going to snip it off right about here. Yeah, probably should have gone smaller. Okay. Now I'm going to dovetail that one. The reason I like that, doing it this way, is because I don't have to go and put in individual ribbons, you know, especially if it's a wreath for a guy. Like having like lots of ribbon tails sticking out and everything might be a bit more of a feminine aesthetic, and then going for something a bit more masculine. So that's why I kind of like that concept. Oh, here we go. Now you see also I'm alternating. We had brown up here, and then the fish on the bottom. Now we got fish on top, the brown on the bottom. And then we're going to do that there. All right. So it looks like that. Maybe if you can see it. All right. So now we're going to go look at maybe doing something similar on the other side. I'm going to try to take some of my pine tines and put that underneath the sign so that we see the mesh instead of the pine, or the evergreen. I know I keep calling it pine. It's evergreen. It's evergreen. All right. And I'm going to do that, but I'm going to only do one on this side. So I'm going to do like a tail, a loop, and then a tail. Because we've got that bow, and that bow takes up a lot of space. Now, I should mention, if anyone is interested in this wreath, I do have a listing for this on my Etsy site. It has a picture of the supplies for this. I obviously couldn't post a picture of the finished product because I haven't made it yet. But it's on there, and it is listed, and it is available for purchase. Should you want to obtain this and give it as a gift for a loved one. There we go. All right, I am putting that tail over on this side, digging in here. Maybe I'll come down a little bit. Yeah, I'll come down a little bit. All right. Sorry, I'm just trying to find my starting spot. Make sure I feel it's long enough. Yep, and then I want to put this one in. But I would put him upside down. I got to make sure I'm putting him the correct way. Again, this is our directional fish. Directional fish. Directional fish. Ugh. Where on earth? Come on. Come on. There we go. Boom, boom, boom. All right, fishy's in there. Moving this around. And I'm putting the other one kind of on the other side of his face. Or is it his head? I don't know, I guess it's a fish head. Would you ever say fish face? I don't know. Here's my other thing. People say you only live once. But if you believe in reincarnation, then do you not say YOLO? Is it Yoli? You only live infinitely? I don't know. Do they not use that phrase? Just curious. All right. Let me see if that belongs in here. This might not be the best place for it. Well, it kicked me off. I don't know why it kicked me off, but it kicked me off. So I'm still making the fish. We're still making a fish wreath. I don't know what happened there. But I've just been making the roller coaster on the other side of the fish. Let me go back. Try to find myself here. Pardon me. Please hold. Do 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 do. Your call is very important to us. Please continue to hold, and we'll be with you as soon as we can. All right. Much better. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened. It did that to me once before too. I don't know if an alarm came on my phone or what. That pissed me off. What happened? All right. I am cutting this other one. Here we go. All right. Oh, that one's a little crooked. Hold on. Let me clean up my line here. All right. And that's it for the ribbon. So far, this is what we have. Make sure you guys can see it. Oh, wait. Hold on. Hold on. There. Is that better? Yeah, here we go. That's better. That's better. Now it's not quite so wonky, but there we go. Okay. You can see better. Moving back. There we go. Okay. Now we have two things we're going to put in. We have the fishing pole, and we also have the big Gone Fishing bobber, and we have the fishing pole. Now the fishing pole we're going to put in here just like that. We're going to put in here just like that. I'm going to use a black pipe cleaner. I'm going to put one I'm going to wrap it right around the base of the pole. And then another one I'm going to wrap right under, right in here. All right, so I'm gonna get this one in here. I'm just gonna wrap that right around the ring. Now this, I should have mentioned, this is a double ring wreath. This is a 2-ring evergreen wreath. So this is one of the more larger, more stable guys. All right. I'm just twisting that pipe cleaner underneath the wreath. And then I'm going to take the bottom of that pipe cleaner and just, I can twist it around the frame and kind of bury it in between the tines so nobody ever sees it. And I'm going to do kind of the same thing here. Oh, you know what? I'm going to go more on the outside. Yeah, I'm going to go more over here. I don't want it to pull across the sign, so I'm going to have to adjust that in just a second. Well, maybe it can go. You know what? It's okay if it goes across the sign a little bit. I think that actually kind of looks cute. Except now I lost the other end of the pipe cleaner. There we go. Ideally, I would have liked to use my green floral wire, but I don't know what I did with it, so I may change this out in the future. But here we go. And again, I am so sorry that the live cut out. If you were on it before, I don't know what happened. It just went cray-cray on me. It just stopped. I feel so invalidated now. No, I'm kidding. All right. I don't really think I'm going to add floral stuff into this because I don't really feel that that goes with the whole kind of like fishing aesthetic, right? Because this is about fish, not flowers. All right, so now we have, hold on. Sorry, polishing my balls. Bobbers. We're not going to use that string, so I'm just going to get rid of that string altogether. If this were hanging on the bottom, I could leverage the top of that, but it's not. It's just literally going to go in the wreath. I'm going to face it toward me for a second so I can make sure I place this properly, because with glue, it's like I got one shot. I got one shot at this. All right. Trying to pull some of this ribbon up closer. There we go. So this bobber, I'd wanted it to kind of go over here. And I think, oh, that's perfect. I'm going to nest it right in there. All right, I'm just going to cover the whole back of this baby with some hot glue. All right, I'm going to put this in here. And boom. Oh, that's so cute. So cute. And I think I'm going to add some hot glue to the bottom of the fish. I want this sign, I want him to go right underneath the bottom. I want him to go right under the sign. So I'm also going to put some glue under him and then put, ooh, don't stick your hand under there, Linda. Don't be stupid. Here we go. And gluing the fish, the sign. Please hold. I just want to keep my fingers on it for a couple of seconds just to make sure it's adhering well. All right, perfect. Now I'm going to kind of do the same here with Mr. Fishy Head. But I think this time, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put that under there. I'm going to put just a nice little line of glue there. All right, now, got my hand underneath. Push inside. Here we go. Ooh, it's on my finger. It's on my finger. It burns, it burns, it burns. Ugh. We know. There. Here we go. Doing this once more again. Once more with feeling. There we go. Now it's working. I saw a TikTok, or I don't know, maybe it was a reel, I don't know. Something, but it was an old interview with Taylor Swift, and she was talking about how she got this big scar on her leg, and it was from hot glue dripping down when she was making a popsicle castle, a popsicle slide for her little popsicle castle for her little bears. And I'm like, girl, I feel your pain, because now I'm picking it all off. Look at what it did to my manicure. Darn it. That's why I'm a girly girl and I don't fish in real life anymore. There we go. I don't mind putting a hook on the fish. I don't mind putting the worm on there. I don't like getting the hook out of the fish's mouth. I don't know. It just makes me sad. I feel like I'm taking him away from his family. Ugh, yuck. Okay, well, I'm going to clean myself up later because I'm a hot mess. Literally. But the next thing I was going to do is, remember I talked before, if you were on the live of the other video, I have a bunch of little bobbers. And I want to put a couple of them kind of scattered in here, especially places where I can like still see some of the little tines. So I'm going to do that real quick. Except it would help if I had some glue in my glue gun. I always use Gorilla Glue sticks. This has never failed me. I love Gorilla Glue. It's just reliable for me. No. No. I got glue on the end of the ribbon. No. No. Ugh. Well, that stinks. Hold on. I'm going to let it dry for a second. We're going to learn how to fix tragedies like this. All right. I'm going to wait another minute. It's almost to the point where I can pull it off. Except it would be easier if I didn't have glue all over my fingernails. Don't pull off the acrylic, Linda. No. Some of this is coming off. I'm going to try to roll it off here. Okay. It's not coming off, so I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. And this is an easy fix, okay? This is the tail. This is the damaged tail that got glue on it, right? I'm going to cut it down. Cut it off, okay? I'm going to go cut another one. And then I'm going to twist it in there, and you will never know that this is not the tail that is attached to that other ribbon. The key, though, is that I actually have extra ribbon. Sometimes if you don't, you're kind of screwed. Okay, and I'm going to figure out how far down does that tail need to be. All right. I can cut a little bit more off there. And I can just go and twist it in here. Find some twisties I can get my hands on. Unfortunately, the ones I wanted to use are all tied up under that bobber I just put in there, so I'm going to have to finagle my way in here. But I found ones. That's why I like using the evergreen wreath, because it does give you options. Okay. And we're going to glue that to the bottom of the bobber just so it doesn't move. All right. And guys, crisis averted. It worked. Look. You can't even tell that that's not the original tail that was on there. Fixed. Crisis fixed. All right. Let's see where else we need to have a couple little bobbers. I see probably over here. I want to put maybe one or two in there. I want to try to bury some of these little tines, though, first. All right. I'm going to hold on to it a little better this time. There we go. And now I'm going to put, I've got a teeny tiny, look at this teeny tiny little bobber. Look at how cute that is. It's so small. It's so small. It's so cute. All right. I'm going to put this, oh, somebody sent me a Lisa B. Wreath Decor. Thank you. I really appreciate that. You guys are so sweet. You've made this introverted little woman come out of her shell, and I appreciate that so much. It's not easy. It's hard. Going live has helped. But I will always be weird, and that's fine by me. Here we go. All right, got that one in there. I think I want to put, I wish I had some other larger bobbers, but I'm using the biggest ones I've got available. I'm still kind of putting some of these in here. And at different angles too, so it all kind of looks like it's, you know, they're facing different ways. Some people might find it kitschy, but I think it's cute. You know, who's to say? I like fun things, especially, I mean, if you've already got a wreath with a stuffed fish on there, then you obviously, you know, have a whimsical sense of humor anyway, or like, you know, that kind of stuff is your aesthetic. I know some people do all like the modern stuff, and it's all clean and minimalist, and we're not all like that. I think maybe my older generation is, but then again, we were in the 80s, and we had bangs that went up like that high. Remember the claw? Remember the claw? Yeah. Oh. And then it came out on the sides. You would tease it like whoosh. Oh my gosh, it was crazy. I miss my spiral perm. You just like scrunch it and like add some water and scrunch it and just go. It was fantastic. I love it. I miss that. All right. The only thing that I think I might want to add is a little bit of a ribbon tail down here because it's kind of missing a little touch of ribbon. So we're going to add a little bit, but I think I'm only going to add one. And not too much. So I'm just going to, and I'm not even doubling it up. It's just a single ribbon as a tail. And I'm just putting it in the bottom here because it just looked like it was missing a little something, you know? There we go. And his little tail kind of comes down and covers that up. All right, I think I'm kind of done. I'm not overdoing it. I'm just doing something nice and cute. I'm going to get all my extra little fuzzies off of my little green friend here. Ugh. How did I get glue on that? Hold on. This will peel off easy. Yep. There it goes. Here we go. Alrighty. Alright, let me hold it up for you and you guys can see. Now I'll make sure I get the whole thing in the shot. Sometimes I gotta back up so you guys can see it because when I hold it up, you're at a different angle. So here we go. We are, go lower, lower. We are gone fishing. Here we go. Okay, so you can see this is the side, and that's the top, and that's the other side. So this is super cute. I had a lot of fun doing this, guys. I had a lot of fun. And this is going to be listed. This is at sweetariadecor.com. There's already a listing out there for this at $109.99 with $14.99 shipping. Perfect gift for Father's Day. And you can have this shipped directly to your husband, your uncle, your grandpa, your dad, anybody who and women who love fishing too. It's not just a guy's sport, right? Fishing is gender neutral. So this will be located on there. It's already out there. I'm going to update the pictures so you'll be able to have pictures of the finished product. But thank you guys so much for joining me. I really, really, really appreciate it. And I hope you guys have a great start to your week. I know we always get like the Sunday night anxious feelings, so I hate when that starts up. But I hope you guys do have a good week. It's May. Summer is just around the corner, guys. So let's embrace it and let's get ready. All right? Thank you so much. Mwah. Good night, sweeties.